Yeah.
Sound check.
Yeah.
Chickadee, chickadee check, check. One,
All
two.
right. Well, welcome back everybody to another exciting episode of Two Guys, One Moop. I don't know what fucking episode this is. Neither does this guy. Doesn't matter. I'm Brando Comics, and this is the Chop King, Mr.
Oh,
Sabretooth meets Wolverine. So an angry emo motherfucker, El Fuzzo, ladies and gentlemen.
oh, yeah. I am not nearly as emo as Wolverine, so I'm still winning. I
You
look
always would.
just as good. I look just as good, but minus the
You
fucking.
look better. Way
I like
better.
it, man. I like it. I like the chops quite a bit, but unfortunately, this will probably be one of the last pods with said chops because my wife absolutely fucking hates them.
Oh, I know.
I was talking to a couple of the guys earlier, and like the first day I did it, she was like, "I don't like it." Second day, I thought she was coming around. I was like, "Oh shit, it's working, it's working," because she was like, "Oh, yeah, it takes some getting used to." And then yesterday, dude, we had a moment where she just kind of stared at me, and I was like, "What the fuck are you looking at?" She was like, "Will you please fucking grow the beard back?" She's like, "I can't take this shit." She's like, "I just don't like it." I was
Yeah,
like,
I
"All right,
noticed by her amazingly passive aggressive comment on Instagram when you
yeah,
posted the picture, and she wrote, "As long as you like it,"
yes, oh,
and I
that,
translated it to AKA I fucking hate it.
oh yeah, yeah. No, she has not been a fan of it. I know it. I think it looks good. It's something that I've always wanted to do. Like since I was a kid, like I grew up. I grew up being a huge Misfits fan, and also some weird part of me always liked the 50s a lot. And there was something I always associated Glenn Danzig, the Misfits, and 1950s with chops. And I was like,
That's
oh,
good.
I've always wanted to do that, but I've always been like a fatter guy. So
Not no more.
my underneath has always been like, if I look down, it's like,
Can
so I
you
never did it.
can you do that again, but like that?
Yeah, let's try it out.
All right, I think that's the best way for the there. Wait, there you go. Now we're cooking with gravy.
Hell yeah! But no, I've always wanted to do it, and now that I'm of the thinner ilk, thinner than I have been in a long time, I figured,
Yes, you
fuck it,
are.
we'll give it a shot.
Yeah, man.
So,
So, how's the weather by you? Because right now it's hot as balls here, and I have to turn my AC off, and that's why I'm just rocking this. Not to show off my muscles, but it's
oh,
fucking hot
guns!
because my AC is right there, and if I turn it on, it's gonna be like, and
That's
that's
so.
not the right kind of ASMR that the fans like.
But someone knows the kind of ASMR the fans like.
Yeah, that's Sam Maturo again. He has an
Yes.
ASMR channel called "Fuck Your Wife."
Oh, yes. It's basically 20-minute videos of him saying, "I'm gonna fuck your wife," in different levels.
Levels. And also sometimes if you're lucky, you can find the rare ASMR variant where he throws in that he has a batch of white chocolate macadamia cookies. Eee! Inside joke.
But he'll get it, and that's all that matters.
All that matters. So,
So
what are we
the
doing
weather
today?
by me, dude, is hot, dude. It's hot as
Oh, that's right.
fuck.
Yeah, it's so fucking gross.
Well,
So
and
gross.
that, and like we've been dealing with a lot of humidity. Like even on days that it's
That's what
not
it is.
stupid hot, the humidity is just like, ooh. Plus, I'm getting dicked in the ass at Switch Week at my job, and unfortunately, it's the shit half of the Switch Week, so I have to work 6 out of 7 days.
Tell me.
So so we had to hurry up and plan out how to do this pod and not fucking not miss an episode.
So, tell me this though, as you're taking that nice dick in the ass. Are you being a good girl?
I am. I'm always a good
You
girl.
are you taking daddy's dick like a good little girl? Bet you are.
That's Sam.
Yeah.
Or Sam's fucking like, right now. That's what Sam's doing.
White pages only. Mm.
I'm gonna fuck your wife.
The Witcher.
The Witcher.
But yes, yeah. Well, humidity, weather,
Yes.
all garbo.
Yeah.
And speaking
And,
about garbage,
mm,
what are we doing today?
jack shit. Today is like the ultimate free for all episode where we have legit zero topic. We are just going to randomly ramble about bullshit for an hour. So, I mean, last night, something that piqued my interest, we were talking, and we were talking about old bands that we used to listen to while we were in high school and prior. And it's funny because we both have similar tastes in music
Yes, we do.
for the most part. Because I'm not really an EDM guy whatsoever. I've never really been into electronic dance music, which is really funny because I recently got into a band called Creature Feature, and they are a mainly electronic band, but all their songs are like horror based songs. But like a lot of the vibe I get from it is like old Munsters intro music.
Oh, okay. I dig it. I
But
dig it.
it's great. Like a guy that my wife works with asked her if I listen to this band because he knows I'm into a lot of horror type shit, and I checked them out, and I've been obsessed ever since.
All right.
But who was your number one go-to band in high school?
You know, the funniest thing about this, I thought about this when I woke up this morning that we were going to talk about this, and I listened to still all the same shit I used to in high school and middle school.
So do I.
Um, and for me, since I was a little kid all the way until now, still like my number one has always been The Doors. Big
Of
Jim
course.
Morrison fan. Um, there's a couple things I guess that I don't listen to anymore as frequently.
Yeah.
Like my go-to band in high school, if we're taking out like The Doors, I don't know. Like I said, I still listen to that shit today. Radiohead, System of a Down, Iron
Yeah.
Maiden.
Yeah.
But so now that I had to think of things that maybe I don't really listen to anymore. And yes, from middle school to high school, I was on a huge two bands in particular, very huge, the Cranberries kick
Ooh.
and Ace of Base.
Dude. Okay. It's fucking so funny that you bring up Ace of Base because not but a month ago, I had to run out of the house real quick. This was pre-COVID, so it was more than a few months ago. Hopped in the wife's car, and she actually listens to the radio. I despise radio, so unless it's sports talk radio, I don't listen to the radio. So I hopped in her car, and I saw the sign was playing. Man, I did not realize, like, take out the vocals of that song. That fucking beat is catchier than fuck, and that has
Oh
a
yeah,
super dirty bass line.
yes it does.
And like
I'm telling you, man, I love that when that bass
it's
hits. Mm,
it's crazy though, because like when did that come out? 94?
I believe so. Yeah, 94.
94-ish. So I was 12-ish, 94. Yes, 12, roughly around 12, 13, whatever. And I remember hearing that song for the first time and just like not wanting to tell any of my friends how much I really, really liked that song. Cause like it's fucking such a good song. And like I don't remember the chick's name because they're all Swedish. So they have like funny names.
Bjornai Hofsjön.
Right.
I don't know.
But like, dude, her vocals are amazing on that
Yeah.
too. Like, I don't know, was it's like one of those like guilty pleasure bands. Like my biggest guilty pleasure band of all time is the Goo Goo Dolls.
Okay. Oh,
Like
see, that reminds
I
me.
absolutely love the Goo Goo Dolls. But like that's that band that like if I'm jamming it in my car and like somebody pulls up next to me at a red light, I'm like, ha ha! I turn that shit down real
JK.
quick. Like
Oh,
that's
I
me
have no
when
shame.
I
I
was listening
like
to some fucking heavy ass shit, and then this something happened.
fuck 'em, man. I let that shit blast. I give zero fucks. But the only time I ever put the radio down if I'm next to somebody. No, 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 not even that.
Nothing.
No, dude.
I am also a big Cranberries fan. Before I forget to say it, I am a huge Cranberries fan. I thought Dolores was one of the like, because I'm probably gonna get shit for this, but I don't fucking care because ha. But I don't like female vocalists. There is not a lot of female vocalists in rock music that I like at all. There's very few. I have a list of 5 maybe that I am very, very into. But there was something about that, about her, that like just every tune that they put out, like I was just like, man, this chick is really fucking solid singer.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
and
good.
she's just she was always a very powerful writer as
Mm,
well. And as a songwriter myself, I always was like, damn, god damn, dude, like you're diving deep into shit. Like I don't dive that deep.
you sure about that?
I mean, sometimes I guess I do. Hey.
Um, no, I thought of a couple. One of the bands I was really heavily into, two actually, that like I have like one or two songs left on my Spotify, and more than likely when it pops on, I just skip it. I was really big into Limp Bizkit and Kid Rock.
Whew. I jumped on the biscuit train pretty heavy. $3 Bill is actually still one of my favorite records to this day. I absolutely love that record. Like that is the epitome of Limp Bizkit to me. Because like once you got past that and got into Significant Other, they got the fame and stuff like that. Most of it was garbage. But like that record is just so good. And Kid Rock, I only got into that whatever his first like main record was. Not the one before where like you had to live in Detroit to listen to it, but the
Yeah.
one with Ba with the Ba and Cowboy and
Dude, Ba with the Ba, man. When that shit came on, oh God, everybody, you just like raising up your hands till when he says Kid Rock, and then you just go fucking Super Saiyan. It was
yes.
great. It was
Oh
great,
my
man.
god, dude, it's just so funny to go back through like the music that we listened to and like what like because it was so funny because at that time, dude, I was still listening to like super heavy metal and
Oh,
hardcore
oh,
music.
absolutely.
So
Same.
like it wasn't like Kid Rock was my first taste of heavy or Limp Bizkit was my first taste of heavy, but it was like there was something about it that you were just like, holy shit, dude! Like this just gets you so amped.
That was my time of also going to any and every show I possibly could. Like I was seeing a
Okay.
lot of like lesser known bands like Edison Glass, Shipyard, all that type of shit. But the funniest thing is I remember I was walking and there's this little like ballroom in some
Yeah.
really seedy part of where I used to live, and I saw and it had the headlines. It said ZZ Top, and I'm like, all right. So I just went to go walk in, and it was like $10 to get in, and and I was younger. I was probably like 15 maybe,
Oh yeah, dude.
and the dude at the door that was taking the money just looks at me. He's like, "You want to see ZZ Top?" I'm like, "Yeah, they're the dudes with the beard, right? How, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "You know what, man? Go in and enjoy. You don't need to pay shit. The fact that you're here and you're under 50 years old, I'm impressed." And
That's
I went
awesome.
in there, dude, let me tell you, I went in there and there's a bunch of people way triple my age.
Oh, of course.
And those fucking people probably had the most fun I've seen at almost any show I've ever been to. They're
Oh,
all
dude.
about and they all do that old people I call it the old people like head bobble. You ever see
Mm-hmm.
old people at shows when they really get into it and they're just like,
Oh yes,
yeah,
yes, dude. Playing in bands. Um, there was one show specifically. Oh fuck, I wish I could remember exactly when this was. But there was we played in this place in this really tiny town here. It was the downstairs of the bar. Like they shunned you because you were playing hard rock music or metal. And there was this woman there, and she had to have been like 50s, easy 50s. That chick threw down harder than fucking 20-year-olds at the show, dude. But they also have no self-awareness because they're 50 and they're fucking shitty drunk. And this woman was dancing and she kept bumping into my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time. And I thought, dude, I thought she was going to beat the shit out of her. It was like, it was almost a double whammy that night.
That's why I hate going to shows with my wife because we've been to a few shows and obviously like when we went to see Muse, everyone's just like,
Oh, yeah, of
oh,
course.
that's cool.
Yeah.
But we saw like Dropkick Murphys, some more punky stuff we went to, and dude,
Yeah.
I can't have fun at those shows when we have general admission. So now when I go to a show with my wife, I need to sit because
Oh.
like that this is the stage and everyone's just fucking packed and I don't give a shit, dude. I've had a rib shattered in the pit.
Oh,
Shattered.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
intentionally, completely shattered. The dude kicked me when I was down. I'll get into that story in a minute. And I don't give a fuck. I'll go in there and just
Right.
all day long.
Get your fucking
But
kung fu kicks on.
when my wife's with me though, I'm just like this.
Oh, yeah. 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 Yep. Eagle eye. Dude, and that's the problem I have with my wife is I've been going to shows for so long. Big shows, small shows, hardcore shows, fucking classic rock shows where you sit. I've been to all of them. And she is that person that loves music so much, dude, that every fucking show, festival, single band, whatever, she has to be up front.
Uh
And I am fucking old at this point. And I've been doing music and everything like that for so long that like I am the guy that sits in the very back of the venue, watches and kind of jives. Like I have this weird thing that I don't just get to enjoy the music like most people. My brain starts dissecting things, and it's unintentional, but it happens. So I like to see everything happen.
yeah, of course.
But every fucking time, dude, she's like, we gotta get closer. We gotta get closer. We gotta get closer. And I'm like, God damn it, I'm gonna get caught in the pit. And I don't want to get caught in the pit at fucking
Oh,
my
man.
age. I'm too fucking old. Because the last pit I was in, I was like 25 and I fucking tapped on pits because they're not the same anymore. It used to just be pushing. You just
Oh,
push.
yeah, dude, tell me about it.
It's not pushing anymore. Now
Well,
motherfuckers are
actually,
whip kicking and body slamming and
yeah,
fucking elbow dropping. Ugh.
I don't know because I don't know. Every pit I've been in has always it's weird. You should know. You know about this. It's like
Of course.
the agreement of the pit. It's
Yes,
like
of course.
if you fall, they pick you up.
Pick you up right
So
away.
with me, I it was I don't know if it was Ozfest 2003 or 2004. I went with my friend, and it was in Wakefield, Mass.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
fucking know. I remember that I went there, and it was one of the sets. It was for Bury Your Fucking Dead.
Oh, bury your
They
dead.
yeah, yeah, and they just came on. They were on right before Rob Zombie came on.
Oh, okay.
So I'm in the pit. We're all having fun. It's a good time. No worries. So I fall. They pick me up. It was fucking. How old was I? I mean, how old was I? Let's see. I think in 2003, 2004, even as a young teenager, I was like 360 pounds. So I fell a lot. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
roly
happens.
poly oly, small and spurt and round. And in this land of boys and girls, I'm the biggest fat fuck around. So, so
uh,
Bury Your Dead finishes. It's fine. I go off on the side. The Rob Zombie comes out, and I remember seeing, dude. I call him the necromancer.
Rob
Like,
Zombie?
no, no, this guy,
Okay.
because this dude, no joke, because I'm 6'5", and back then I was probably like 6'2". At that,
Okay.
this guy was like almost a foot taller than me, so he's like 7 feet tall,
Holy shit. Of
and he just had this long fucking trench coat, and he had
course he did.
two skulls on his shoulder, on both shoulders, like skulls.
Like full size
full
skulls?
size skulls on yes. And now he was wearing like the Crow makeup, but you could
Okay.
tell he's the type of guy that was wearing that makeup before the fucking Crow even came out.
Exactly. So he was like super into like Norwegian black metal.
And you could totally tell that this guy was on something.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And he was just pacing around the pit.
Ooh, he
Just
was looking.
just like this, just look
Yep. He
waiting.
was searching.
And he had those boots on. They're steel toe boots that went up to his like almost to his knee, but they had the steel on the outside of the toe, so it was like shiny metal on the outside of the toe. So he wanted
Oh
you to know that he was very
yeah.
fucked up.
He wanted you to know that he'd fuck you up.
And he was walking around too with deuces, bro. Double fucking brass knuckles.
Jesus.
So this necromancer, okay, Rob Zombie comes on and he starts up one of his songs, and it gets
Right.
harder and harder, and then all of a sudden the pit starts going, and I just see him pacing, and he's pacing, but he's not doing anything. So then I'm just like, oh, let me jump in nicely. So I'm jumping in,
Yeah.
you know, fat and just wobbly, and then out of nowhere, I guess he sees how dare this little fat curmudgeon join this pit.
Oh
So
my
he's
god.
just like, he just looks at me. So,
Dude, fuck, I would have shit.
So I'm just like, you know what? No, fuck everybody. Never stand down. Always hold your ground. So I'm just sitting
Agreed.
there, like, oh, you want to dance, fella? Like, let's do it. Let's do this. And then he comes in, and then he just starts a little bit of pushing, a little bit of pushing, and then he just full blown, just with his fucking brass knuckles, just starts. Everybody,
Oh, those
bah.
are the fucking worst people,
Yeah.
dude.
And then he does like this like sweep kick on me, and I fucking fall. So then he looks at me, and by the way, this guy hasn't said a word yet. And he comes over to me, and I thought he was going to pick me up. So I'm like, Baby Yoda. I'm just like, no. He fucking, like he's
You're
kicking the
back.
Super Bowl winning field goal right here. Boom.
Oh, and exploded that shit.
And immediately I'm just like,
Boy, yeah. Jesus.
and after people saw that, they like trampled this guy.
Oh
And
yeah.
then the security tried to come and get him out. They couldn't handle him. So the cops came. Thankfully, they were there on the outside, and they came in and they hauled his ass out. But the worst part was I got dropped off there, and it was maybe a couple hours away from where I lived,
Right.
and I did not want to miss fucking Iron Maiden.
Of course not.
So I sucked it up, man, and I was like, all day. I went. I went, and my friend's mom is a nurse afterwards, and she saw and she like felt it. She's like, you're like, you need to go to the hospital, man. Like it's like shattered. And of course, me being a fucking gigantic moop, I was like, I'm not going to the fucking hospital because I don't want my mom and dad to find out that this happened, because my
Of
mom and
course.
dad were like, we don't really want you to go there because we know something bad's going to happen. Never anything with drugs, never did drugs, anything my entire life. They didn't have to worry about that, but they were worried about other people.
Of
So
course.
I'm not going to fucking be like, well, you're right. So I ate that shit, man. And I was like,
Damn.
fucking, I had to go to the library because we didn't, piss poor. So we didn't have a computer thing. And I was like
Of
YouTubing,
course.
like Googling, like how to wrap yourself. So I was like wrapping myself, and I lost a little, it looked like I lost a little bit of weight. It was nice, actually. I was like wearing a girdle, and it healed. It's funny because if you feel my right, like let's say this is here,
Yeah.
this is what my right ribs look like. They're
Right.
normal. This is what my left rib looks like.
Oh, so it healed all fucked because you
Yeah, so
never went anywhere and got it taken care of.
yeah, super pointy, and
I was gonna say, so like with it being curved, dude, like that's scary, man, because that could be pointed towards your fucking lung.
listen, nobody ever died from curved ribs or curved penises. All right, that's a myth.
All right.
I don't want to. I don't want to hear it.
No one ever died from curved dick.
Curved dicks are the best. It's got that, got that.
Nah, man, like it's funny that you say that though, because like there's always that fucking guy. And
Always.
and the funny thing is though, and like the one thing I've experienced more so than anything, like, is that guy is so primarily at hard rock shows, not heavy metal shows, not hardcore shows where everybody's a fucking lunatic,
Yeah.
but hard rock shows. And that dude is always there. And we actually went to a show a long time ago. I was a wee kid. And we went and saw who the fuck was it? Just some no-name hardcore band. Because I love hardcore music, and ever since I was a little kid, I loved hardcore shows. Like, because everybody loses their mind, you know. And when I was young and actually could lose my mind, I loved it. But like, I remember seeing one of those guys at a hardcore show, and I nudged my buddy. I was like, "This dude's not gonna make it 5 minutes." And he was like, I don't know, he's much bigger than everybody. I was like, he ain't gonna make it 5 minutes. I promise you. He starts fucking his bullshit. They're gonna beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah, you're gonna
Took
shut
all
it
of
down.
2 seconds into the first fucking song. 6 dudes kicked the shit out of this guy because he started fucking touching people. Like, he was like literally like fucking punching people on purpose. And like in hardcore shit, that happens because they started swinging their fists and everything like that. You know, so it happens to get hit. But like this dude was like gunning, like your guy. Like he was literally like pointing at people and going straight for him. Got the shit kicked out of him. He was gone in fucking 2 seconds.
Good.
And I was
Fuck
like,
yeah.
man, fucking the hardcore community that is always considered to be crazy, which is funny, which leads me into another story about hardcore shows. But the hardcore community that's always pissed upon for like the crazy kids that do the kung fu kicks and the swinging your fists about and shit, they're actually the most protective fucking people.
No, absolutely.
Like as soon as they see somebody like actually gunning,
They
like
shut
they're
that
like
shit down.
they shut it down because it's like self-governing.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people that don't go to those type of shows or stuff like that, they don't really realize that like there are rules of the pit.
Absolutely.
Like there are unwritten laws of the pit.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of people, you know, because of course we grew up when hard rock became more mainstream. So everybody was like, oh my God, these people cry about getting
Yeah.
beat by their parents and then go and do this and yada yada. But like the funniest hardcore show story I have is actually with my wife. She worked with a guy that was in a hardcore band and he invited us out to go see his band. And I listened to him and stuff. I was like, oh shit, this is good, man. It's hardcore. So we go, and as I said before, my wife is the upfront person. And she's like, we got to get up front. I was like, not here. And she's like, why do you always sit in the back? I was like, not this one. I was like, I promise you, not this one. I was like, any other show, I get it. Not this one. I promise. Listen to me for fucking once in your life. Not this one. So she's like, okay, fine. So she edges us up to where we're like a couple feet from the stage. We're not all the way up, but there's enough distance to back if you need to. Shit you not, these dudes hit. Dun, dun. Some motherfucker came clean across the bar swinging his fists and shit. I grabbed her by the back of her shirt and I yanked her back. And she was like, what is this? I was like, this is what a hardcore show is.
Yeah.
You sit in the back on this one, I fucking promise. Because
Yep.
we are far too old to deal with these kids anymore because they are much crazier than what it was when I was even, you know, getting into this shit and getting punched around and stuff.
God, I don't know. Shows. That's why I like to just sit now. And I've had some miserable experiences too at concerts.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't know. Honestly, the most miserable experience I ever had at a concert was my ex-girlfriend. God, should have right off the fucking rip known that this was going to be a disaster relationship. She was a massive Dave Matthews Band fan.
Well,
Now, to
that
me, to me, Dave Matthews Band is literally the Green Lantern in music. I
you know
fucking
you know who's gonna get really upset when they hear you say that?
who? Probably Evan.
No,
Who?
Sam.
Oh yeah, fucking listen. Dave Matthews Band is my least favorite band on the planet. Honestly, I hate them. They make my skin fucking crawl. Now, I'm not saying that they're not talented
Oh, of
musicians.
course. Just because you dislike a band doesn't mean you don't think they're fucking talented.
Yes. I
You
just
just don't
can't.
like the
I
shit.
I can't. So I'm at this fucking Dave Matthews Band concert, and of
Oof.
course, naturally, I had my super long hair, and I was wearing an Iron Maiden shirt, and dude, just oh, he comes out on stage, and, crash into me with his fucking stupid Dave Matthews Band voice. Fuck you, Dave Matthews. And I'm just sitting there like this, like you know that
Yeah.
GIF that I use all the time, of that little girl in the back seat that's just like,
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, that was my face the whole time, and I just got even angrier and angrier because I don't know, Dave Matthews Band, their predominant fan base is like the 12 frat boys that all drove in on their two-door 96 Jeep Wranglers, and they smoke a doobie between the 12 of them, and they think they're fucking awesome.
Don't ever go to a fish show, man.
Oh no, I have been to a fish show. I have been to I've been to a fish fest or whatever the fuck it was.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Hi, honey. You want to go upstairs? Yeah, fish. I'm talking about how much I hate fucking Dave Matthews Band. Actually, here, did I not ask you in the beginning when we just started dating if you like Dave Matthews Band? That was one of my first conversations. My first one. I said first question was, do you shave? Second question was, do you like Dave Matthews Band? Right? And she didn't know who Dave Matthews Band was, and I put a fucking ring on it.
Now she closetly listens to Dave Matthews when you're gone.
Tell you can say hi to Fuzz.
Hi.
You going upstairs now? Okay, she's going upstairs.
Enjoy
She's
your
wearing
day.
she's wearing pants this time because last time
That's
her
true.
ass was just hanging out, and look at that, look at that big old booty. But
Okay, stop.
um, so I'm sitting at this Dave Matthews Band concert, just looking at all these frat boy fucks, and I'm like,
Uh,
I don't think this can get any worse. Oh boy, it got worse, dude. You know what I fucking
oh.
saw people do at the Dave Matthews Band concert, and literally, I just wanted to rip my own cock off and fuck myself in my ass with it. That would have been more pleasurable than seeing a bunch of frat boys with their Kappa, Omicron Kappa, which by the way stands for cock. And I see this happen. I'm like, no, 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 don't you dare, don't you fucking dare do it. I'm like, and this is them. Oh no, it's gonna happen. Oh my
No.
god,
They gave it the devil horns. They gave
man,
Dave Matthews the
yeah,
devil
man,
horns.
crash into me, hike up that skirt a little more, and show the world to me, baby. Yeah. Fuck you, Dave Matthews, and all your fans too. So Sam, fuck you on that one. And don't worry, this is an episode of that we're just fucking telling everybody to suck it. So
Yeah, very true.
yeah.
No, I actually enjoyed the first fish show I ever went to. Like, because I like Trey Anastasio, the singer of Fish. I like him a lot. I think he's a super talented guy, and they're with Fish though. You know what you're getting. Like you're like, hey, I'm gonna go to this show. There's gonna be a bunch of people on drugs, a bunch of people that are hippies, and it's gonna smell terrible.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll get to that in a minute.
So I went, saw Fish. It was a pretty good time. The only thing I realized at that moment that I will never ever go see a jam band live again
Ugh.
because I'm used to 25, 35, 45 minute with sometimes a band plays an hour. Jam bands don't have rules, man.
No, they just fucking play.
Everybody's so
Yeah.
fucked that they just are like, ugh. And then it was like a 2 hour Fish set. And I'm like, when does this end? I hate this.
And it's one song.
And yes, you're like,
Dude,
oh,
I was
did it end?
I went to see Fish. It was in Vermont, and because I was dating 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 a girl that was really heavily into Fish, and I don't even remember how fucking old I was. All I remember is that like I had to drive to fucking Vermont. She was a little hippy dippy,
Oh, well,
uh,
obvious.
and I remember like there's so much traffic, and I'm like, what the fuck? And everyone's just like parking and walking along the highway,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay,
What the
so I guess
fuck
we'll
is
park here.
this?
And I'm like, what? Wait a minute. So there's a person there like flagging people, and I'm like, how far is the venue from here? And he's like, oh yeah, bub, you got to you know, park here and walk about 6 miles. I'm like,
What?
yeah. So I
Six
parked.
miles?
So I parked there, and we had to walk 6 miles because all these.
Nope, I would have broke up with that chick right there.
No, well, I did afterwards, but for something else. Anyways, we go see this fish. I only liked one fish song, and it was bouncing around the room.
Okay.
And
Yep.
I don't even remember if they even sang that song because, like, I just thought it was just like one song of them just like
Mm,
nonstop, and I'm just like,
yep.
anyway. So that's not the reason why I broke up with. Well, she listen, everyone, man, woman, however you identify, I don't care. Do you, as long as
Okay.
it's legal. As long as it's legal, you do
Oh,
you.
agreed.
Just because I say you do you doesn't mean that I have to adhere to what I like. So I apologize if I don't get disgusted, but I just get a little taken aback when I'm running my hand down your thighs, your outer thighs, and I feel all of a sudden when I get to your calf area like I'm petting a cat.
Ugh.
Like, all right, dude, but see, back then, like I told you, 360 pounds, little fucking long hair, little fat curmudgeon, roly poly oly. Dude, choach is choach. Like,
You're
so,
like, ew, I'll deal.
okay. And that's not, oh God. So there's I call it puss butt.
Oh, that sounds awful.
When the lower the lower region's clothing comes off and you get punched in the face with this odor and you don't know
Oh,
if it's rotten snatch or ass. So it's unwashed ass. That
uh,
so you know when it hits you and it's like a really really rotten plate of chicken tikka masala that's been sitting out in the
oh,
sun for weeks and you don't know if it's that or the other. So it's puss butt.
oh.
So I I get hit with a puss button.
And that's when you just tapped. You were like, ah, we're done.
Oh no, I definitely tapped, but not in that way. I finished. I went. Yeah, dude. Listen, I'll be fair. Like she smelled like puss butt. I don't even want to know what I smelled like back then because anyway. But yeah, after that it was just like no, can't
All
do it.
right, real quick. What is the best live band you've ever seen?
Oh God, that is so hard, man. Because
I know.
I've seen Radiohead in England. I've seen Rammstein in Germany.
Oof. I bet that
Um,
was fucking crazy.
Oh, it was I got blasted with a big fucking dick. When they sprayed like
Yeah.
it's funny because the dude was like, "Yeah, so you might want to put on you know, the rain." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yes, they sweep you off your tracks." I'm like, I don't know
I
what
don't
you're.
understand.
So I just sat there. I was like, "Okay, cool." And then all of a sudden, dun 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 dun, and then I see this like fucking dick cannon come out. I'm like, "Oh God, this is what he meant." Whoosh! And it was like Debbie Does Dallas all over again. That was
Oh,
amazing.
I
Um,
bet, man. I've
I-
always seen videos of Rammstein live, and I'm just like, holy shit, dude.
best show though, because the
Mhm.
whole experience. I'm gonna have to go with when I. Oh God, I hope mom and dad aren't ever gonna watch this one because they didn't really know about this. So I convinced my sibling, one of my crazy sisters, to like pretend to be like my guardian to get me on a plane by myself. By the way, as a very young teenager, to go to fucking Brazil to see
Holy shit! So you didn't even like state hop, bro. You fucking country.
to stay with his family for a week under an exchange program that we found on the internet
To see who?
to see Iron Maiden rock in Rio,
Nice.
and that
I
was
mean, yeah, okay. Because actually, dude, like I've seen a lot of fucking bands in my life, a lot of bands, and out of all the bands I've ever seen live, the one that captivated me the most and has probably the most high energy for as long as they've been around, fucking Papa Roach, dude.
Oh yeah, okay. Yep.
Like I'm not a huge Papa Roach fan. I really liked their first two records, but after that I fell off.
Their new
But
stuff's not bad.
they played Rock on the Range the year that we went, and my wife was very excited because she's really into Papa Roach. She likes a lot of radio rock, is what I call it. So like if it's hard rock and they play it on the radio, my wife's usually really in on it. And I was like, oh, fun, Papa Roach. Let me fucking tell you, dude. From I have seen very few bands be able to pull off a 45-minute fucking solid set where they don't stop moving the entire set. And Papa Roach kicked the fucking door open and they didn't quit until their set was over. And I was just taken aback because I was like, oh my God.
You know who does that too? And it's dude. I'm gonna. That Iron Maiden show was my best concert experience.
Oh,
But as
absolutely.
a whole, who rips my emotions, literally just rips my fucking heart out, makes sweet love to it, and then throws it back at me like the dirty whore that I am. System of a Down, man. I cried.
Really?
I cried at their show.
Didn't you get to see them like in Romania or something?
No, I saw them. No, I saw other bands outside of the country, but System of a Down, I saw stateside.
Oh, okay.
When they came out with fucking
Mesmer-
Hypnotize or
Mesmerize
Mesmerize.
and
Which one came out?
Hypnotize.
Yes, which one came out
They
first?
both came out at the same time. They dropped them at the same time, I
Okay.
believe.
And that's the show that I saw, but they played a lot of their old stuff. And then when they played fucking ATWA,
Mm-hmm.
I was just like,
Dude.
great.
Yeah. System's a great fucking band. I have seen tons of bands, dude, but like I said, Papa Roach, energy wise, was crazy as shit. Theatrical wise, dude, nobody outdoes Rob Zombie.
I beg to differ.
Who?
Iron Maiden, man. It's literally like seeing a fucking Broadway musical
I was
production.
gonna say I've never seen Maiden live.
You
Like,
gotta just YouTube it, and they have like fucking 50-foot puppets and like full-size ships and shit.
dude, like that's the shit though. 'Cause Zombie does that too. Like, it's just absolutely insane the theatrics that certain bands put into their shit, and you're just like, what? But like he was probably the most theatrical I've seen because yes, I have not seen Maiden and I have not seen Rammstein live
I
because
know.
Rammstein does a lot of theatrics. Guar is another though.
Oh yeah,
Guar
Guar.
is a fucking blast live. If you've never seen Guar live, do it. It might not be the same now that Dave Brocky's dead, but I lucked out and got to see them before Dave Brocky passed, and it was insanely awesome.
I know who we agree on that sucks. We've
Who?
had this discussion before. They were very disappointing. Corn.
Oh my god, awful.
It's boring as
I
fuck.
super fucking boring, dude. Like I was actually funny. First modern time that I got to see Corn was actually the day that I met my wife. Because we went to some big festival show they did here. Family Values. It was when they resurrected Family Values and started doing it again. And I actually met my wife that day. But like I saw Duran Gray, who I knew nothing about, and they're like a Japanese hard rock band, and they're actually pretty fucking good. I saw Dead Z, and Dead Z was pretty good. I'm not a huge Dead Z guy, but like at that time, I was also very anti-electronic in my rock music, so it could be that's why. Saw the Deftones, who are still one of my favorite bands. They were great. Saw Stone Sour, and that was Stone Sour. I'm not a huge Stone Sour fan. I do like Slipknot, but I don't like Stone Sour. I don't know. Weird. I know.
No, it
But
happens.
Korn was so fucking boring. Like, and they played all the shit, dude. They played Chutes and Ladders. They played Faggot. They played Clown. They played it all. But it was just like, this is boring as fuck.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
I
I
don't
get
remember
it,
when.
you're
I think it
older,
was at one of
but
the Warped Tours. Maybe I saw him, and it was just like.
yeah.
But I don't know.
Tell you another band, a band's whole as whole. I know everybody hates ska music, but ska
I
bands are
don't.
so fun, dude. I love ska bands.
Yeah,
But ska bands are so much fucking fun, man. That's
everyone's
so
skanking.
great. Yes, the dancing, the fuck, ah, man, it's just awesome. So don't hate ska music.
Have you ever seen the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones live?
Yes,
You know, their manager always comes out on stage, and for the Christmas
yes,
show, he's dressed as Santa. He fucking dances the entire time.
yes,
That guy has the most hardcore cardio ever. He just sits there,
dude.
he's just dancing the whole fucking time and does not stop.
I had no idea that was their manager.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was their manager.
that's their
But
manager.
yeah, no, the Boston's are great. I always love the Boston's. Dickie was always. I met Dickie once, and he was like the nicest dude ever.
No,
Like
they're good
so,
people.
but he was cool. Real Big Fish was another one I've seen a couple of times, and they were fantastic.
The
Uh,
Toasters.
Mustard Plug, saw Mustard Plug. They were great. Less Than Jake, I was lucky enough to see once, and they were fantastic. Uh, what are we at on time?
We're at actually 46 minutes, and we haven't even done like we haven't really shit on anyone.
Damn.
Shit a little bit. Yeah, I
Well,
don't know. We're just fucking bouncing around today. We talked con and movie experiences last time. Now we're
that's
talking
fine.
about Puss Butts and Dave Matthews. It's one and the same, by the way. If Dave Matthews had a scent, it'd be Puss
It'd
Butt.
be Puss Bud. Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. Like, I've never really liked Dave Matthews, but I've never crossed the threshold to where I really hate Dave Matthews. I just don't really pay attention to it.
I don't know what happened. I don't know. It's because I just hate my ex-girlfriend. So no, I fucking hated them. I hated Dave Matthews before her. God, I don't know. Just something about it just irks me. You know what it was? Is because one of my sisters. This is what sucked about living in my fucking house growing up. Multitude of things. Is I had three sisters. I'm the baby, by the way. Three
So you are the
sisters.
youngest.
I am the youngest. Three sisters and someone else. But each room had their own music just blasting. So like you walk down my hall and you just hear Jeremy's broke here.
Oh, fuck it.
And then that turns into fucking like a mix of like 90s hip hop mixed with the Rusted Root turned into you keep walking and then I just hear screaming from my oldest sister's room because she's fucking crazy. And then
So that's
I
not music. That's just her
yeah
screaming.
yeah she's just sitting there
She's listening to like
yeah
noise music.
no oh god I don't want that's got to be like 5 episodes worth of stories about her but
Might
she's
do it.
oh my God. Her nickname's Brutus so that should tell you something yeah yeah um and then the only thing like then I'd hear like the Salt and Peppa and the TLC and fucking Will Smith and all this shit. But one thing that they all united on was Dave Matthews.
And they all love Dave Matthews.
I just
Uh,
like,
yeah, okay, that could definitely cause hate.
and I know I say a lot of crazy things on this show, and I have like no filter, but genuinely, I would rather listen to my mother deep throating my dad than Dave Matthews.
Oh shit.
And I fucking mean that. So, mom, dad, when you see this episode, just know I'd rather you call me next time any of that happens
You didn't
than
listen
Dave
to
Matthews.
Dave Matthews. Well, we're going to lead in from your hatred of Dave Matthews into the Moop this week / irritating shit that bugs us because, I mean, there's a lot of that going on recently. But coming off the heels of music, one of my biggest pet peeves in music is two things. One, people that wear band shirts of bands they don't listen to. That has forever been a fucking pet peeve of mine. And 2 is talking about how you're a fan of a certain genre of music, and then I start naming bands and you are confused as fuck. Where you're like, I listen to punk rock. And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Have you ever listened to the New York Dolls? And they're like, what's that? And I'm like, really?
Yeah, then they're like,
okay.
Yeah, Rancid and No Effects, man.
I'm like, okay, that's your 90s, because I love both of those bands quite a bit. But I hate to break it to you, but punk rock was kicking in the door in the 70s. And everybody's like, some people, not everybody. I had a conversation with a friend of mine years ago, and we were talking about the Misfits. And he was like, oh, so the Misfits is like your favorite band? I was like, oh, absolutely. And he's like, so which singer do you like better? And I was like, I'm more of a Danzig guy. I've always been more of a Danzig guy because that's where I started listening to the Misfits. He's like, I bet you don't know that much about them. I was like, dude, they were a band for 3 fucking years. There's not much to know.
Fucking people.
But I mean, that's always been 2 musical pet peeves of mine. So if you are one of those people, stop being a fucking Moop. Stop being a fucking Amanda. Don't be one of those fucking people. If you want to buy a Johnny Cash shirt at Target because it's on sale, that's fine. But do yourself a favor, because I know your bitch ass has Spotify. Google some Johnny Cash and listen to fucking some Johnny Cash. And decide whether you're like, oh, it's an $8 shirt, or, oh, wow, Johnny Cash is actually the shit. I really like Johnny Cash.
For you, I walk the line.
Ooh, fuck. I love Johnny Cash, though, man.
Yeah,
like, I'm not a huge Johnny Cash fan. Like, I got a buddy, his name's Trevor. He is the epitome of Man in Black fans. Like, he is a ginormous Johnny Cash fan. Like, he went on vacation a couple years ago and actually got to go to, like, what was it, Sunrise? Sunrise Studios.
Sunrise Studios.
Yeah, and he got to go, and he was telling me all about it. And I was just like, man, that's really fucking cool. And I don't know. I don't know why. That's always just been a huge pet peeve of mine when it comes to music. It's just like, oh man, I got this shirt on, and I'm like, hey, they're fucking cool, and they're like, who? And you're like, fucking kill you.
You know what's funny is it depends on my mood for that type of shit, because I was like, I don't like, if I buy a shirt even for $8, I know who the fuck it is at least.
Right.
But I just always, I don't know. Do you know me at all? You know I love arguing, so I'm gonna have to argue with you a little bit.
That's fine.
What I say usually, not to you, but to people that say, "Oh, you don't even listen to Nirvana. Why are you wearing that Nirvana shirt?" And I'd just be like, "Do you wear polos? Oh, you do. Do you fucking play polo?"
See, I'm safe though, because I don't do that shit. You will not ever catch me in a motherfucking polo shirt.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that. Oh, I'm gonna have to make something up now. We'll have Moop polos.
Oh my god, damn it! I'll wear it too.
I know. See, I got you. And
Get
now we're really broken the movies.
Get the little fucking get the little logo.
Yeah.
The little like 2 guys fucking logo on the, instead of the like guy on the horse. That's fucking great.
Club.
I'd be like, I'm professional. But yeah, man. And do you have anything?
Yeah. I have so many things I can complain about. I'm a miserable piece of shit. So I just I could complain about so many things.
Yeah, but we all are.
Like, okay, let's start with let's start. You know what pisses me off too, and I don't want to. I fucking people that order a triple Whopper with cheese, 2 large fries, some extra chicken nuggets, and a fucking Diet Coke.
Coke.
And I don't want to. Oh, it's because of my diabetes, motherfucker. Your diabetes are not doing very well with a triple Whopper with cheese, 2 extra fucking large fries, and a fucking bunch of chicken nuggets. Whoa. The Coke is gonna save you, or is it like I've been told once? I got put in my place once with this, that they just like the flavor of Diet Coke better, which is like I don't know about you.
Because it's funny that you say that, because that's always drove me nuts too. Because when I was a wee lad and I worked at a Wendy's, there was a dude that came through every single day. We're talking every day, 7 days a week. This motherfucker would come in, get a number 3, which is a triple cheese, biggie sized, which this is old Wendy's. So the biggie was fucking this goddamn big, and a Diet Coke. Every time I worked the drive-through window, you do it, do it, do it. I fucking almost lost my job for this. He ordered his food and I was on the speaker, mind you, so there were cars behind him. And I just out of nowhere didn't think verbal diarrhea was like, hey, just what you're asked to know. That Diet Coke ain't gonna save your heart attack that's coming, brother. I had to give him his meal for free. I wasn't allowed to work the fucking drive-through window for almost a month. Good times.
I get it. Everybody has differences. Like, listen, I was 360 fucking pounds. I know what it's like to be really obese. Like, I'm still pleasantly plump, but I know what it's like to be really obese.
Right.
I never got how people. First of all, I hate bullies, but like, I never understood when people are upset, and these people are not even saying, like, the cashiers or people, they're not even saying anything.
Right.
It's like you're in there and you're a fucking gigantic garbage bag full of pudding, now ordering a bunch of things off the menu. And then on top of it, you're rude. And then somebody looks at you in a weird way. Like, I know, I'm sorry. Like, I'm going to use that against you. If you start shitting on the cashier, I'm going to use that against you.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't care. And I've always tried my hardest to not be mean to people behind the register or people that are making your food, because let's be realistic. I don't want a fucking dick in my sandwich. If I want a dick in my mouth, it's on my terms, not a dick in my sandwich. So, like, I just
Get you
remember
some extra sour cream, bro.
this was, I think this was during fucking the beginning of the pandemic. You know, the pandemic that mom and pop shops are never allowed to be open, but big fucking brick and mortar stores like Walmart and Home Depot, that's okay. Um, and regular, mom and pop restaurants aren't allowed to be open, but McDonald's and Wendy's and Burger King's allowed to, because
of course,
COVID. So,
COVID.
there's just like, God, this Mama June bitch, man. This fucking Mama June, definite. She doesn't just have puss butt. She just has fucking puss body. But she's got the front butt with no back butt, though. You know when like people are so obese that they're just, it's just like me. Oh, never mind. I was gonna show the ass to camera, but no, I have no ass, and that's not because I'm fucking chiseled. I got fly tetas, all right, but I have no booty. So I see this woman and she's in front of me and she's just like got this. I don't know. I call it just nah, say it number three. Give me my number three, and you better make it big as the last time I came here. Because she's not from the area apparently. So on top of it, I'm annoyed. Clearly, basically, this woman's a Floridian. A fat fucking Floridian. So mean to this poor girl who's probably like 18, trying,
18.
Stuck in this. She's wearing the fucking mask, and that's when they had to wear the whole like everything and like gloves and whole nine. And she's just being this rude fucking. Oh, so I don't know what came over me, and I'm hearing this because it's drive-through only.
Right.
I'm hearing this, and I'm just trying to pick up, some chicky nuggies, some Frenchy fries, call it a day.
Yeah.
And I'm just hearing, and the last time I came in here, y'all forgot to give me my extra fries. So she talks like that because she's got the.
I like the.
Yeah. And I'm just like, so I'm getting fucking irritated because like already the line is out the waz.
Absolutely, man.
I just open my window, I pop my head out, and I'm like, "Can you fucking hurry up, you fat whore?" I can see her mirror and what she looks like. It's like Jabba the Hutt stuffed into a fucking Astro van.
And Astro van's big too.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh yeah. So I don't care. I'm rude. I'm crude. I mean, there's no need for you to be. Oh, I found out who was working, by the way, because when I came up to the window, I saw, I was like a fucking 18-year-old chick, little thing that would have probably rather been at home, told that she can't come to work so she can hang out and relax.
Right.
But not everybody's lucky enough to have gotten quarantined. Yes, I say lucky enough because I would have loved to be quarantined. Are you kidding me? weeks and weeks and weeks of nothing but internet porn in my hand. Count me in.
Woo!
I see her. So now there's this fatso. Is like, oh, she opens her door, and now I'm just like, ha 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 ha. What are you gonna do? Get out? You gonna burn some calories and get out? I don't think so. No. Because when you argue with me, I get to this point. I have a hierarchy of immaturity, and I
Happens.
start getting this voice. So I just look at them and I'm just like, yeah. What are you gonna do? Yeah. No. 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 Because that just enrages people even more.
Very true.
So I don't know who that lady was. She didn't get out of her car, but you're
No,
a fat
obviously not.
whore in a fucking giant poop, and you should eat dicks, not fucking McDonald's.
Eat dicks, not Mickey D's.
But no, my wife always tells me too, because whenever we go out somewhere, when she comes with me, like
Mm-hmm.
nothing happens. When I have to go in
Right.
somewhere by myself, it's always something. It's always something.
Yep. I don't know, man. Like I've worked in the food industry before, so I am always like, even if like it's almost to a fault, because even if somebody that works at a restaurant totally fucks up my shit, like I'm still very, very nice. Like, because
Yes.
I
Okay,
remember,
but
dude, some days you have stressful days and you fuck up, or somebody else fucks up and you're the face of it. So you have to eat it, even though it was Dickie Dan in the back
it
that fucked
depends,
something up.
though.
Agreed. I
You
don't
gotta
disagree with that.
you get what you give to me. You get what you give to me. And I
Agreed.
don't ever want to hear, oh, well, sorry about that. Like if I'm fucking needing to rent like, I don't know, a U-Haul truck, and I
Right.
fucking put money down for that U-Haul truck, and I go to the place to get the fucking U-Haul truck and it's not there, and I call the number and they're just like, oh, the person didn't bring it back. Sorry, have a nice day. And I'm in the middle of fucking moving. No, no, no,
Right.
no. No, 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 no.
No, man,
Put
I get
firmly.
that. You see, I get that with like that kind of shit. But like I said, it's to a fault sometimes that I'm super, super nice. You know, to it's primarily food workers and store workers.
Mm.
But like if it's a U-Haul or something, I have no problem. If it's a cable company, boy, you better buckle the fuck up because I'm an asshole.
Oh yeah. No,
Didn't
you
used
get
to
what you
be,
give.
but had to become that way, dude.
I
But
have two quick stories on that actually. One was me, one was not me, but this just popped in my head because I love when people stand their ground.
right,
Because I remember I was in the Bronx at Orchard Beach, which is a cesspool, but I was there for working purposes. And I
right,
remember they're having like this impromptu little like birthday party. They had the fucking cake, and everything's down like on the ground. Now, some older gentleman was walking by, and this happened literally 10 feet in front of me, and he didn't see like a kid's bucket. It was like a bucket, and he like kind of kicked it accidentally.
okay,
And the mother starts wigging out. Like it was a fucking, and he's trying to be calm. He's like, "Oh, ma'am, I apologize. I didn't see it. It was in my way. I'm carrying a bunch of stuff." This woman is incessant and relentless and just, "Oh,
of
you're a
course.
fucking idiot. Are you fucking blind? Blah blah blah. That's my kid's toy." And this guy just looks at her with a smile, walks over, and stomps out her birthday cake. And stomps
Oh
out her
shit,
cake. Yeah. And didn't say
that's
a word.
amazing. He
Yeah.
was just like, I tried.
Yeah.
I tried and you just kept this shit going, so I'm
And
just
not
gonna
only,
fucking leg drop the shit out of this
and
cake.
I don't know about you, but if somebody, I'm a, like I said, I'm a fatty. So if somebody stomps on my birthday cake, I'm still gonna eat the good stuff. But this guy, dude, he
Best
had
believe.
he had sandy foot, so it's like sandy foot stomping. It's
So
just it's fucked.
everything in that cake's
Yeah,
fucked because there's
fuck your
sand
birthday.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I mean, look, and see, that's where I come in, like the guardian angel and the devil, where I'm just kind of like, dude, he kicked the bucket and that sucks, but like, you still had a birthday cake.
Yeah, not anymore.
Not anymore, you jackass bitch, because
And
like
that's
you
why
couldn't
I'm saying
shut the fuck up, man.
you gotta
Like
stand
just
your
shut
ground,
the
man.
fuck up, dude.
Get what you
Like
give, man. Because when
I
I was
I don't
my
disagree, man.
and the my food involved story is I was at the grocery store. This was way before I moved to New York, and I remember I came out and I
Mhm.
have my cart, and my cart starts moving a little bit, and I'm parked next to this person that also has a cart. So my cart like accidentally like it like wheels a little bit when I'm trying to unlock my car, and it just like
Of course. Yeah, it happens in the
doesn't
park.
tap their car. Dude, it taps their fucking shopping cart.
Okay.
This guy was just so angry, and he takes my cart now and he just pushes it further. Just pushes it. And it just
Just
starts
super
rolling away. I'm
aggro,
like,
dude.
yeah, being a dick. So I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, I got you, fam. So I look at him and I'm just like, so he has a watermelon, and I grabbed his watermelon out of his cart and I held that shit hostage. It was like the fucking craziest. If anybody saw this, they'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with these idiots?
This guy.
And I always carry a pen. So I have a pen like this. And I have his watermelon and I have it like hostage. And I'm like, dude, you go get my fucking cart or your watermelon's getting it. He's like, no, I paid money for that. You're not touching. I'm like, I'm getting closer, man.
Oh
You better
my
get my fucking
God.
cart. Ridiculous. So he goes and gets my cart. And I said, lesson learned. And I smashed his watermelon on the ground. I Gallaghered the shit out of that thing. So fuck you, watermelon guy.
How many people in their life could say that they held somebody's watermelon? Stitch.
I don't know. I
Oh,
ground man. I don't look for shit. Shit comes to me, and I will always try to de-escalate things the best that I
I
can.
feel
But
it,
just
dude.
sometimes people need to be taught a lesson and put in their fucking
Fucking
place.
place. Absolutely. Well, with all that being said, I think we've covered Moops. I think we've covered Amanda's. I think we've
Yeah,
covered music. I
fucking
think we've
pandas.
covered just fuckery, Dave Matthews. But we will be back again next week.
Wait,
Thank you guys so much.
our official
Wait.
Moop.
Oh shit! I totally forgot. Our official Moop this week is AT&T. AT&T, for those of you that don't know, I believe it was a couple months back, they acquired, I don't know if they acquired all of Warner Brothers or
Part
if
of Warner
they,
Collective.
oh, they partnered with Warner. So somehow they ended up with like decisions that relate to DC Comics. And I don't know if anybody has seen the fucking news, the comic book news recently, but DC Comics is being fucking dismantled. So, good job, AT&T.
Good job.
Dude, I don't even know what to fucking say, dude. They're canceling Mad Books.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, I mean, it's just
Collectibles is out the
nuts.
window.
They got rid of the entire DC collectibles line. Tons of people are out of work now. People that have worked for DC for years. Sculptors, artists, writers, creators, people even at the top. People that you never even knew worked there that have been there since like 82. They're like, get the fuck out of here. We're
Yeah.
AT&T, bitch.
Go on. Yeah.
Go on,
What a
get.
shame, man. What a
Yeah,
fucking shame.
it's really shitty. It
Very
really
shitty.
is. Because in like, I mean, obviously DC has history, has tons of properties that make tons of money. So I eventually the ship will right itself. But like like as with any business, another company bought in and or bought over, and they're cleaning house to put their people in.
Dude, it's just a
So
dick measuring contest.
oh, and
Big dick
that's what,
measuring contest.
dude. There is a company here. They actually used to be called Time Warner Cable. They were bought out by a company called Spectrum. So now they are Spectrum Cable. They literally walked in the door because I had a buddy that worked for Time Warner. They fired 3 floors in a day. They just walked in and looked at everybody and they were like, grab your shit. You're fucking out of here. And just that's just business, dude. But it does not take away that AT&T and any big business that does that shit to people, especially in a time of pandemic.
Yeah.
You're a fucking asshole, dude. You're a moop.
Big fucking Moop.
Big
Big Moop.
fucking.
So fuck
So
off.
eat all of the dick.
All the dicks. That's right. So, and as for me, my send off today will be well, first and foremost, always don't be a fucking Amanda. Try not to be a moop. And remember, the world is like a dick. If it gets hard, fuck it.
Woo!